Welcome back, everybody, to Aaron's Opinion. We are very honored and very pleased to be joined today by Mary Robinson, I believe. Your last name is Robinson.
Yes, you have
And
it correct, Aaron.
okay, that is fine. That is fine. There was just a couple days ago I interviewed another Mary, so that's why I had to think very closely. But as we begin to say at the intro of every episode, and at this point, I hope that you have. I'm guessing you probably have been aware of my channel and podcast for a while, actually. But I would start this episode out today by saying thank you so much for coming. We spoke over a year ago, and I'm going to give you an hour. I understand there's a lot of content that you want to go over, your
Mhm.
channel, everything that you do for the blindness community, and I don't know. This is a great opportunity for you because I don't really know, to be humbly honest. I don't know much about you. I've known of you over the year. I haven't really seen your content. I don't know much about what you do, but I understand that you have content, you have a channel, you have an audience, and you have some stuff you want to go over today. So
Yes.
I'll give you an hour. So go
Okay.
ahead, and I'll sit back here and I'll help you to tell the story as you work through it by me asking only one question that I always ask everyone. Who is Mary Robinson?
Thanks, Aaron. So feel free to ask questions where you like.
Sure.
So I guess we could start back in 2015 when I really got into the content era of my life. Back in 2015, I started my first channel, Fab Amazing Tutorials, but I had over 1,000 videos when it was wrongfully removed, taken down. So then I started, I don't remember when I started it exactly. It was, I think, in 2021, 2022, something like that, when I started basically my new channel with the same name, Fab Amazing Tutorials. And now I have again over 1,000 videos and 206 subscribers. So I'm over where I was with the first channel.
And what exactly is this channel? And say it again a little bit more clearly and slowly, but also really go into the details of okay, what made you want to get into YouTube? What do you cover? By the way, I have glaucoma. How did you become blind, Mary?
Oh, wow. Okay. I love going over this. Um, I'm sorry, allergies. Um, but basically, I was born blind.
Me
I
too.
have up. Oh wow. I I have optic nerve hypoplasia, which means my optic nerve is a quarter of the size it's supposed to be. It's actually the size of a sewing thread. So,
Okay.
um,
Right.
oh,
And so let's dig back into your channel and maybe some of the experiences you've had along the way. So tell me
mhm.
about your channel.
My channel, you never know what you're going to see. I'm a variety content creator, meaning I will post videos I find on other social media that I think are important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I do current events, like I will go on TikTok, which I also have a following there as well. I think I'm at 600 something. I might be wrong. You
Mm-hmm.
can search me up. I will send you the links to my social medias, and you can put them in the description there. And if you want, uh,
Sure.
yeah. So then I also have a few other channels, but those come later on, like in 2021, 2022,
Well,
2023.
let's go over all the channels actually, and really review all the content. And so really, I really like guests to really dig into the
Mm-hmm.
nitty gritty details and really get into the details. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my main channel, Fab Amazing Tutorials, FABMAZING Tutorials, is just a variety channel where you never know what you're going to see. Um, I started that one to show people that blind people can, be content creators. I do all my editing, everything. I do everything by myself.
Right. So on your channel, if it's Fab Amazing Tutorials, do you ever Do you ever interview anybody? Do you ever what do you what's your perception of this, long form content as it's called?
I love a good short form video, but my favorite videos where I can really shine are long form content.
Right.
Um, I had a chat show back in 2020 when I had my other channel with the same name,
Mhm.
same concept as this one now, called Hindsight. And um, I did interview people. Like it was just like kind of like what this is now.
Right. So that would be
Um,
like a long form interview. Right.
mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
And basically, I show people that just because you're blind doesn't mean you can't do things.
Sure. Right.
And in hindsight, we talk about current events, different things that are going on in the world, and blindness.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. Right. Very, very good. So, what are some interviews that you've done over the years, and what have been some of the reactions, and what are some topics and subjects that you really are passionate about that you want to dig into and pick my brain over and philosophize with me about?
Well, because I heard you wanted to do an episode with me on hindsight. Is that correct?
Well, of course. Maybe I don't really remember. I mean, the thing is, there's been over a year since we've
Mhm.
communicated. So, but yes, of course, I would love to do an episode on your channel. Of course, yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
great. Because I got an episode that I want to do today, and it's how the COVID-19 pandemic affected you as a blind person.
I do remember this now, and my answer is that well, as you know, I'm a
Mhm.
teacher. So that's my day job or my
Mhm.
activity that I do when I'm not, doing interviews. And basically, the answer is I was extremely, extremely fortunate during the pandemic because I had already been working for my company before the pandemic came up. Now, I,
Mhm.
it was harder for me to teach during that time because so many teachers wanted to teach on the site that there wasn't enough space for me. But that eventually settled down. So I would say in that sense, I was not as affected, but I still was, and I still have had COVID several times since.
Oh,
With
wow.
all the vaccines, I still got it twice, two or three different versions of it, two or three times
Mm.
probably. So
Wow.
now we're towards the tail end of that. But I mean, I think COVID has really held people back. My brother's generation was really stuck because they had to leave college at the height of the pandemic, and that was just not good. So I think
Mhm.
it has really the answer is the pandemic has really been a letdown. It's really, really held us back. It's really been a low blow for society. It's been a
Mhm.
huge fallback. Hmm.
Yeah. I'd be happy to go into more detail with you on hindsight episode one.
Okay, well, good.
Mhm.
So, do you continue to record episodes of Hindsight?
Well, um, after the last episode, I can't remember what episode that was. I think it was the Mother's Day special or something. I don't remember exactly what the last episode was before my channel got taken down.
Mm, mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I found people at least once a week to do an episode with.
Right.
And we just talked. And I also allow other people to pick a topic they want to talk about as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, but, I want to get back onto hindsight. And so that's why I'm starting over new year. I want to make it better than ever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my views for that were awesome. I got better than I've had on any of my other videos. I got 40, 50, 60 views on one
Mm-hmm.
episode.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's very good. I think a lot of blind content creators right now are noticing that their views are down because there's so many videos being produced right now that it's very hard to stand out because there's so many channels that are very similar.
Well, I'm actually the only Fab Amazing tutorials. So
Correct. Correct. But there are many. I wish I could tell you that you're the only Mary Robinson that
Mhm.
records videos. And I wish I could tell me that I'm the only Aaron's opinion. But sadly, and luckily, because it creates a good competition and good tension in the market, there are
Mhm.
many channels that are doing exactly what we're doing. So what we need to keep doing is keep doing what we're doing because it's clearly working. But my point, Mary, in telling you is that it's a very difficult right now to stand out. Now, I think over time, some channels, like yours did a long time ago, some channels get taken down. Or
Mhm.
what happens even more often than taken down, some channels, sometimes the person just loses interest. They realize that that really not too many people care about the videos and not too many people watch and things like that. So, it's kind of hard for someone to continuously produce a YouTube channel. And that's why most channels don't get 1K subs because most people don't have the patience to wait that long, you know? So it is a extremely interesting concept. Have you thought of taking one thing that I would like to share with you is it can be good, maybe. I could be wrong or right. It could be good to take the audio from a YouTube video and turn it into a podcast episode on Spotify or iTunes. That's a very effective thing. Do you do
Mhm.
that?
I, I've tried several free podcasting apps, but I just couldn't, they weren't very accessible.
Yeah. Yeah. I find
So
that Anchor is the best one, which is
I
now called
tried
Spotify.
Anchor. Yeah, I tried Anchor
Yeah,
and
they've updated a lot of stuff now. They're very different now. It's a lot easier, and they call themselves Spotify for podcasters. Mm-hmm.
hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would recommend that you try to get some audio files somewhere, whether it's iTunes, SoundCloud, some resource like that, just so that you can continuously log your progress. And
Mhm.
so that people can continuously watch and listen over a period of time.
Mhm.
The truth, which I'm sure you know, is that until you get 1K subscribers on the channel, the algorithm doesn't push the videos because what they want is they want you to work on your product over many years to see if it's really
Mhm.
that good to be pushed. So
Yeah.
what ends up happening is most people lose their patience. Most people lose
Mhm.
interest and get disheartened. But it takes an extraordinarily long time to get even to 1K. Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
took it took years just to get where I am now.
So where
And
where are, where are you? How many
I'm
subscribers do you have?
I'm at 206
Okay.
on my main channel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So interesting. Just basically around where I am, you're a little bit ahead of me, but not much. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's just about the number that I'm in. I'm in the 190s. So it's
You're
just
not
about the
far.
no, but it goes to show that it's still a couple hundred people, which is why
Mhm.
what you really have to do is you have to love talking about yourself. You have to love talking to people. You have to just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. And the other thing that I would recommend, the other thing that I would tell you is you must reply, like, and heart each comment. Each comment that you get on the video, you have to reply because when you reply, the algorithm notices a reply, and the
Mhm.
replies go into the reach. It gets into the reach column, you know,
Mhm.
or an engagement column, and they
Mhm.
measure how engaging of a subscriber. How much of an engagement do you put? How valuable is the video? If Mary puts out a video, 10 people comment and she doesn't answer, well, then the comments aren't valued. So to give this, so see, that's why it's important to reply to each comment.
Mhm.
For
But some
for, for the most part, yeah.
mhm.
Mhm.
But sometimes YouTube, I won't be able to see the comments until I get like on my iPad or another device because
That's
YouTube is
fine.
being crazy. And sometimes I don't see them until months, sometimes longer. And
Hmm.
then that's when I'll make a video dedicated to that viewer,
It's
saying,
extremely
hey,
good.
yeah. So I'm very engaging. I always encourage people to comment, like, share,
Mhm.
subscribe, just because I want people to know that they're valued. And if I could give any piece of it, sorry, if I could give any piece of advice to a viewer, what I'd say is don't give up on your dream. Don't give
Yeah.
up. Don't lose patience
Hmm.
because you will get there, even if it takes a long time.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Mhm.
And I was telling everybody else that too. I don't know. I was talking to two other people. I said, if you really want to get to the top, it's going to take a long time. So
Mhm.
it doesn't come easy. They don't make it easy. It's not supposed to be easy to get to the top. That's the whole point. It's not supposed to be, you know.
Mhm.
Hmm. But okay. So what are some, blindness issues, philosophical issues, issues about the universe? I mean, and if you don't mind me asking, Mary, I mean, you had to last year not to haunt you about it, but you kind of just disappeared. You kind of just darted off last year, and and quite frankly, I wasn't. I'm so happy that you came back, but it's nothing personal when I tell you I wasn't ever expecting to hear from you again. We had some interaction over Messenger, some interactions. I do vaguely remember at some point along the way, and I never saw it, or I don't. Um, you don't need to answer this if you don't want to, but at one point you were working on some sort of documentary project, some editing documentary project. I remember that about blind people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember what it was. So whatever happened to that? Because I never actually saw that video.
Well, it was a hit, but I think it was on my old channel. I'll
Mm-hmm.
have to look back, okay, and watch all my videos from the beginning, which is going to take days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was a hit. Um,
Right.
and I don't know. Are you subscribed to me?
Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, when you include someone in a video,
Hold on.
oh,
No,
okay.
Mom, I told you I'm on an important call. I'm sorry about that. My mom,
That's
she.
that's fine. So when you include someone in a video, you what I do is I send the video back to them. So that way they can see themselves in the video. That's a very, very, very important thing. See? I never knew
Yeah.
about this video because whether I'm subscribed or not, you still have to send it back to the person. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I was in so many, like I had so many people and not all of them had email, and I'd have to email it,
right.
and it was just hours
Mm-hmm.
long. And it would take hours just to export. And I use my phone for when I'm not using my iPad, I use
Mm-hmm.
my phone for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that would tie my phone up. And I'm sorry I didn't send it. Now I know.
Okay.
Um,
No worries. No worries.
mhm.
So yeah, so other people that's
But there are people that did see it, and I asked them, I said, would you like me to send it to you so you could see it? And they
right.
said, oh, we'll just watch it when it comes out on your channel.
Right, but the tricky part is the problem with YouTube now, and the struggle with the community now is that
Mm-hmm.
people are subscribed to so many things. Just because you're subscribed, it doesn't mean you'll notice when it comes out. It's not always noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Just being subscribed, that doesn't mean that the algorithm will push the video back to the person,
Mm-hmm.
because what YouTube wants is they want you to watch certain things, whether you subscribe to that or not. So you're yeah, being being a subscriber increases the chance that they would see it, but does not guarantee that they would see it. It is a very strange thing. It's very weird. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, I'm sorry my mom interrupted. I told her I was
That
on
is
an
fine.
phone not to interrupt me, but
That is fine. That is fine. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Well. Live and learn. No problem. I mean, we all at some point we all make mistakes, and we all in the community at some point, someone's not going to like what you're going to do, and that's just going to you're going to lose a friend once a year. You're going to lose a connection once. It's just gonna happen. Or the thing that happens very frequently as an interviewer, as a long form interviewer, is I could have a conversation with you, Mary Robinson, and then you decide, and then you join my WhatsApp group or you join my Facebook group, And I'll send you those links after the talk. But you join my stuff, and then 6 months later, I get some complaint. Aaron, someone was mean to me in the group. Okay, I'm not associating with you anymore, and then the person just disappears. I've had it happen many times. It's very common, very, 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 very common. Especially, I guess I'm giving out a lot of good advice here today. I guess about the different. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a fun philosophical talk about the different characters that you can encounter in the community. The other type of thing that you have to be over, in my opinion, over a period of time. Yeah, you have to be. I'm not going to say you have to be careful about this, but you have to be. You kind of have to look both ways before you cross this street, which is this.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody else will tell you this. Well, they might, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
If a creator has anywhere, I've noticed it, anywhere over 1K followers or subscribers or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
the chance that they will view you as competition is significantly higher. So I've interviewed people that are far more important than I. I wanted to work with them, hoped that they would enjoy my communities that I set up, just like yours, Mary. And then a couple months down the road, they send a silly message coming up with an excuse why they just can't associate with what I do. And then I say, okay. But what I'm telling you is don't take these things personally. If a channel is bigger than you, that's a higher risk of them getting upset, or a greater risk of them not agreeing, or a greater risk of them viewing you
Mm-hmm.
as competition. And I think it's very childish that people are so insecure that they can't accept being able to compete with other people who are doing the exact same thing that they're doing. But that is a very deep problem, and that's a huge, huge issue. It's not a problem for me because, well, then the person just disappears. And then I say, okay, well, there they go. I don't know what they proved, but, there they go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing I've known. What are some things that you've noticed from your various YouTube endeavors and projects? Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm sorry, I had to adjust my position. So what I've learned over the years from being a YouTuber is you're going to have hate. Like recently, I put up a video called "Watch This Before You Subscribe," and it's basically me sending a message to the haters saying, "Hey, I don't fear you anymore."
That's really good. I love that.
And I lost a subscriber, but I was just like,
good. That's the whole point. Then you don't want send that. Well, send that video to me if you can, and I'll definitely give it a thumbs up to make sure other people see that. That's so good. That's wonderful that you did that.
Thank you. And basically, I figuratively, and I'm just rubbing my other hand across one of my hands, ready? So I was like, goodbye. Whatever. I don't fear you.
It was a successful video then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Many people have viewed it. I have lost 2 subscribers actually. But I don't care.
That's good. Well, see, that's the thing. Some other channels. I've heard of channels that have hundreds of thousands of subs. If they get upset, they can lose a couple thousand, hundreds of thousands of people, even in a couple minutes. It is possible. It does happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's been some people that have, and I did this, just warning people about these YouTubers,
Mm-hmm.
on accident, the subscribers left them and came to me.
That happens a lot. That happens a tremendous, because you know what? You taking the time to call someone out like that and explaining what's wrong with them, that actually, what it does, it actually reinforces what they did, but then it also attracts their subscribers over to you. So that happened. It's I know, it's really weird, but it really does happen a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That is like I did this one YouTuber, okay, who's also a singer. I called her out on something she did, and I think she's the cause of my last channel getting taken down.
What was if you want to share what actually happened? How do you get, because you got to really get people upset to get your channel all the way taken down. What did you do to get your channel taken down?
All I did was call her out on her bluff. That's all I did.
And then,
She kept recording.
what was the bluff?
Like she was saying, like she was on the show and she was saying she did nothing wrong, but I've heard from the producers of the show, by watching their content once, that she was a total insert choice word where you may on set.
Interesting. 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 Yeah.
And I did video responses, to her comments,
Yeah.
and she has threatened to sue me for all the more. But I told her, I said, that's not going to happen. I can't have that happen. I'm not being paid for this. Please don't do that. And she just stopped commenting. And then I found my channel was suspended and they wouldn't give it back.
Yeah, well, so I know a lot of other YouTubers in the community who are knowledgeable about YouTube. When those types of things happen, it's important to actually resist. So basically, what I mean is, if you get some email that says like, "Do you accept this claim or this strike?" You have to decline, so that the system can tell that you're the YouTuber that declines it, and then that pushes it further and further and further, because you want to try to for the most part, you want to decline, and or the other thing is you can also counter strike. So she took a strike on your channel, right? Well,
I never got any emails or anything.
Okay, that's very suspicious. That's very, very, very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And so what I think happened is her lawyers worked with YouTube and just went, goodbye channel.
Yeah, that would be very hard to prove, and that's very frustrating. But you've rebounded since, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good. And
And
go ahead.
and I reported her comments that she made on my videos threatening me.
Quite frankly, I mean, I would go back if her channel is still on YouTube. I would go back and I would actually I would definitely file a strike on that channel.
How do I just report it? What do I do?
I'll show you later.
Okay. Yeah, show me later. That's what I mean.
I'll put you in touch with the person that can help you to file a. We can work on that. But no, if someone manages to get you, and if you're the other thing is, you also have to be sure that it was them that managed to make that happen.
Well,
The problem is, if you're only suspicious, it doesn't count. That's the problem.
okay. Well, here's the thing. I've since done another video on her, not calling her out, but done another video on her. She did not comment. And
yeah, but that doesn't mean that it was definitely her the other time that got you knocked out before. It's hard, unless you can prove 100% that it was her. Mm-hmm. What I would actually do, if you can't prove it, what I would do is just block that account and just hope they disappear over time, which usually they do. You got to be careful about initiating a claim or a strike, because you have to be the one that's right. Yeah, I can't think. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me. Yeah.
Also, how I have proof is, well, I don't have the comments anymore. Okay, but what I do know is that when I had my former channel, she said, and I quote, "I will get your channel taken down."
Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Okay, that is proof.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Then yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then a few days later, it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Well, we would definitely over time. By the way, it would be good if you would get over to WhatsApp. It's just a lot easier to use WhatsApp to communicate. So to send voice notes and things like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I rarely ever use WhatsApp.
Right.
because it's confusing to me. So
Ah, okay. Well, it's kind of hard just to text
yeah.
back and forth. I like to use my voice because that's kind. Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting. Well, okay. Well that's good. That's all of that's interesting. And what else has been happening? What are some other projects? And really, what this all broils down to is, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me as Aaron Richmond. I mean, what are some things that you want to hear my perceptions of and philosophize with me about?
Um, I can't think of anything right now, but there is a topic, and you can yay this or nay this, but I really wanted to talk about today while I had you with me here.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what makes a good pet food, in particular for cats. And I,
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm a cat mom, and I want to also go into another topic as well that'll branch off with this. So, what I look for in a cat food is who makes it and what's in it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
I do not get cat foods from Nestle or Mars or any of the other human junk food brands.
Mm-hmm.
I try to get foods that are made by Del Monte, which is the
Mm.
company that makes the green beans.
Uh-huh. Good. Good. Well, maybe one day I will have a cat at some point, but
Mhm.
I have fostered cats in the past, but
Mhm.
my parents are not big cat people, and really neither's my brother, so it's kind of tricky right now. But no, I agree with you. It's important when you're blind to take care of your pet and to make sure that they're getting
Mhm.
um, all they need, yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of interesting foods out there for the cats. Yeah, definitely. For health is a good one. I
Mhm.
remember that one. um,
For health,
yeah, yeah,
I'll look for that one.
yeah, that's a really good one. They have
Okay.
it at Tractor Supply store. It's kind of weird. You have to look in a very specific place. So
Okay.
that's a good one. But yeah, tell us about your cat.
So she is now a year old. Her birthday
Mm-hmm.
is November 11th, 2020, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's 2022, right?
It's
Just
2023.
oh shoot. Well, yeah, she's a year old. She's about to turn two this November. The terrible twos. um, she's already hyper as it is. She's been like that ever since I got her at 6 months old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And how I found Princess is that's her name, Princess, because yeah, that's what suited her. And basically, how I found her was I was just talking on the phone in my bedroom to my friend Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and basically, I stopped talking and I kept hearing a meow. And I told Alyssa, I said, I think there's a cat up under the house. And she was like, oh, please don't do it, please. Like, because I was going to go out there and see if it needed help. Because I cannot handle leaving a cat out there for whatever the heck is out there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I said, I'm going out there. And she was like, okay. Like, she did not want me doing that at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I said, I'm doing this.
Right.
And so I went out there and I was like, kitty, kitty, kitty. And she meowed at me and walked deeper in. And I'm like, okay, she's scared. I'll just leave her be. So I walked away after a few minutes and I went to check the mail. And on the way back to check the mail, I feel a nibble on my leg.
Uh-huh.
And that was her saying, hey, I'm here. And she followed me up onto the front porch and jumped straight into my lap.
Oh, that's wonderful. So
Mhm.
good.
And mom
Good.
didn't like her, for a while, for years.
Mm.
But, Princess is slowly breaking her resolve.
Yeah, well, the big difference from a blindness perspective that I do notice, I had a guide dog, and our family has been more of a
Mhm.
dog family.
Yeah, my mom.
We're more dog people. The thing with cats that I am starting to really get that I never really understood is that cats are amazingly unpredictable creatures. If I see a dog, I can easily predict how it will probably act. But if I see a cat, you can't predict their behavior. They can be very unpredictable.
Hmm.
with when they want to be touched or not touched, or space or my space, your space. They're cats are more wolf. Cats are actually more like a wolf than a dog is, because
Hmm.
they've been doing a lot of research about why do we keep dogs and cats. So, by the way, do you know why we domesticated cats?
For catching rats and mice.
Correct. And they were supposed to be, number one, the cats were never supposed to be inside the house. They were only
Mhm.
supposed to be living in barns to actually protect cattle from the mice.
Huh.
So, yeah. And they were quite big. Thousands of years ago, it would be like having a wild animal cat. Like they were much bigger and probably not as nearly as petable and affectionate. I mean, I'm sure thousands of years ago people still
Mhm.
touched them, but they were probably a lot more skittish. And then over time they got smaller because they weren't eating enough food, and then we bred out, the traits that we liked, and then they eventually got little and fluffy. Is how that goes. But over time, we've also noticed that dogs are consistently friendly for the most part, are consistently loving, and are consistently concerned with the feelings of a person. And I think for blind people, I think that's what the difference is that the cat is more concerned with agreeing to live with you or not, where the dog is more concerned with, does the person love me or not. Actually, this is
Mhm.
another interesting thing that they've been researching and figuring
Mhm.
out about animals. The dog doesn't care as much for the food as the cat does. The dog is more concerned with the interaction of the person, the touch, the love. But
Mhm.
the cat just cares that you put down food and a safe place for them to go to the bathroom and safe places for them to play.
Mhm.
They don't really care if you interact with them at all, and that's the key difference there. But I think if you're blind, I think you can certainly can adopt a cat and have a cat.
Mhm.
And there are some challenges. There are some visual things that you would have to be aware of over time. But it is definitely doable. Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
And that's wonderful for you.
Mhm. And I always say adopt, don't shop, and
Yeah.
the reason is because you know there are an abundance of cats in shelters,
They
and
aren't running out. I mean, I can't have a cat right now, but I'm not
Mhm.
concerned about that because I know that the numbers of cats are increasing. It's not like
Mhm.
in a couple years when I can have one maybe. It's not like they're going to say, "Well, we're out." We definitely aren't out of cats. We have too
No,
many cats. We have
yeah,
way too many. Yeah. Mhm.
and Princess, when
Mhm.
I walk, when I get out of the car after
Yeah.
going somewhere, she's meowing on the porch greeting me.
Oh,
Hmm. When I come up the stairs, she runs to me, rubs up against my legs, and greets me.
she's lovely. Now, what
Mhm.
what type of cat? What is her breed?
She's a domestic short hair, dark gray.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
A dark gray.
Hmm.
Super cute, super cute. Yeah, my favorites are the Bombays. Um, Bombay, which I actually fostered one last year. Um,
Hmm.
he was really mean. He 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 had some emotional trauma, and he wasn't ready to live with people, so I had to take him back. He had too many social skills. His social skills weren't appropriate to live with people. He just didn't want to
Oh.
live with me. So yeah, that was kind of emotionally draining. But I've also taken care of a mother cat and a baby and a newborn baby, and watching the
Oh.
little baby like grow up is so cute. And watching the mom cat like teach the baby how to go to the litter box, and watching the mom watch the baby in the litter box, and like imprinting that's how they learn. The mom cat shows them how to do it, and then I actually
Yeah.
see the mom teaching them. It's so cute. Yeah.
Um, Princess, like, because I have a tendency, like, if I get a bump because I can't see it, I just scratch and scratch and scratch. And when she sees that, she'll go, like, she'll hit my hand with her face or her paw,
Mm-hmm.
just say, hey, quit that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And
She's
so,
she's so sweet. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And like, if I'm, because I have acid reflux, and if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have a bad day with that condition, she'll lay on my stomach.
Yeah. She's
And
fully connected to you. That's so cute.
yeah,
Hmm.
and if service cats were illegal, or not illegal, but legal, I can't
Hmm.
speak straight worth of crap today. But if service
Right.
cats were illegal, she'd be mine.
Well, let's not. Well, that's good. Let's also not give people any strange ideas about that.
Oh, no, no, no.
We have
Stop
enough. We have enough strange ideas. We don't need people to say this is my guide kitten. You know.
it. Don't take any ideas from that, people. Just don't. But yeah,
Hmm.
and it I have had multiple cats before, but mom made me get rid of them. But I put my foot down when I got Princess and I said, "You're not getting rid of her. You get rid of her, you get rid of me. And she can't stand to be without me."
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful for you. She's
Mm-hmm.
decided. She's decided to live with you. She's decided that she wants to be with you.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah.
I saved her life. When I found her, I could feel every bone in that baby's body.
Yeah. Yeah. So she wandered under the house as a baby
Mm-hmm.
somehow, and yeah,
Yeah.
that happens a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was very small, malnourished, dehydrated,
Mm-hmm.
and then I gave her chicken and some water, and she gained weight over a few days, and now
Mm-hmm.
and she's happy. And now, on the second day when Mama tried to run her off, she ran, hid behind the garage, and when Mom was gone, she came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So she tricked my mom, and Mom realized, okay, that's not gonna work no more.
Yeah.
So she just stopped.
She's a kid. That cat's a character. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
know. I have videos of her on my channel.
Oh, so nice. So nice.
Yeah.
I actually, my dream pet is still a snake. Everybody asks me what
Oh,
pet. I would have a snake or or just a peaceful turtle. I actually want a pet that's really calm and just kind of sits around and just sort of keeps me company. I think a turtle, or turtles are really nice for that.
mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Princess, there's no, I mean, every once in a while, if it's like really hot, she won't want to be touched because it's so hot
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll let me know by gently patting my hands away.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But she hates being without me.
Right. Sure. Mm-hmm.
And anytime she gets to come inside, she goes straight to my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where
Definitely.
my scent is more prevalent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And is that where you have her cat tree and her toys and things?
Mom won't let me get a lot of stuff for her, but outside I do have her two scratch pads, and
Mm-hmm.
anytime she comes in, I do bring that stuff in. She's not really a toy kitty.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't really like toys all that much.
Mm-hmm.
Her main focus is being up my butt, and
Right.
I don't mind it because
So she's really decided just to be around you. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Very, very good. Very, very, very interesting. Yeah. Well, hopefully you can have more cats in
mhm.
the in the future. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And what's weird is she came to me on the day my dog was being put down.
That's not weird. That's something else.
What is it if it's not weird?
It's God. That's God. That's a present for sure. That's really cool.
I told him the day before, I said, God, if you want me to move on, make me move on with a cat or some other pet. And then comes Princess into my life. Pop comes Princess into my life. And I'm just like, okay, wow.
Yeah, that is pretty powerful. I mean, I believe that. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that these things, that karma is real,
Yeah.
and that we can tell, certain things like that, and that is very, very, very encouraging. Hmm.
Yeah. And, I, for the longest, my mom, okay, would not let me buy my cat a good quality cat collar.
Hmm.
Yeah, but now I told her, I said, I'm buying her cat collars, whether you want me to or not. I got money, I'm doing it. And
I
I happened,
see.
and that happened the same day I bought her the scratch pads. I bought her leather cat collars from Collar Direct. Every other cat collar, she's either ripped to shreds or broke off. So I
Yeah,
said,
I
okay.
noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of times people around here don't put collars on. It's just less common for a cat to have a collar. Mm-hmm.
Up
Yeah,
here it's common.
I
Um,
see.
mhm. But the reason I say collar your cat is because you need to have a way to identify them should they go missing.
Right, right. Well, that's what the microchip is for. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know because I don't have, I can't afford to pay for a microchip. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, both of my dogs. Well, my guide dog had a microchip,
Yeah.
for sure, because they require it. And then the
Mhm.
other, I forget if we ever gave our other dog a microchip or not when we had her. Yeah, both have passed away, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to microchip her, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, it is worth it, but then if she's an indoor cat,
She's an outdoor cat,
mm,
because mom won't let me bring her indoors full time.
right, right. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Well, maybe someday when you have your own place, you could just keep her inside. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when I have my own place, every time I have to bring her in when it's cold, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to get her back out, it's like she'll lay down on the floor and look up at me like, nope. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going nowhere.
Right. Right. I see. I see. Mm-hmm.
And so it makes it to where it's like impossible to get that kitty out.
Well, that's cute. That's really really cute, and that's really nice that you were able to build such an important bond.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, and another thing, people don't realize this about the cat food industry and just the food industry with pets in general,
Mm-hmm.
dogs and cats. They will take meat from animals that have been disabled or dying
Right.
from disease, and they will
Right.
put it in cat food and dog food.
Mm-hmm.
Purina, they do it. Um, Sheba, they do it. Um, there are so many other cat food brands I can't even think right off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the ones I mentioned, they do it. But Del Monte, they don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, and some pet foods will use animals from animal shelters that have died.
Not okay. Not surprising. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's not okay, and I don't believe in that. And so I look on the cat food bags anytime I go with my mom. I always
Mm-hmm.
have her read me the bag, and I'm like, okay, I don't want so and so and so and so kind of meat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right.
And if
Right.
it says 4D meat, I'm like, put it back, put it back.
I see. I see. Yeah, I know
You
you got to be
know
careful.
what?
I mean, even in our people food, we got to be careful. There's all sorts of interesting things that get into our diets nowadays. I mean, they've been doing a lot of research about that. 100 years ago, we had a much better diet. 100 years ago, the food was much better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's why when I hear 4D meats, I'm like, put it back. I no.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
one time my mom tried to get me to feed her Purina. When I found out what Purina was doing, I said, no more, no, no,
Right. Right. Right.
Purina,
Right.
I'm sorry, my allergies are messing up. Purina is a branch off of Nestle, the brand that makes the chocolate syrup.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It's a branch off of them.
I mean, I didn't specifically know that. I mean, it's not
Mhm.
surprising that these
Yeah.
are always a constant issue. Even with dog food, my dogs were on when they were alive, they were on, Iams lamb and rice. We got into that for like 13, 14 years. We were doing Iams lamb and rice. You know,
Hmm.
now the school where I got the dog from, now they don't use Iams anymore. Now they've moved away from that.
Yeah,
Um,
because Imes is one of the worst for 40 meat.
right. So that's why they probably don't use Iams. Although Iams is still considered very reputable.
Yeah, just they use 40 meat, and anything that uses 40 meat, like like already dead, diseased, dying, or disabled meat,
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very, very interesting. I mean,
Hmm.
really, what would actually be better for the cat? What a cat is supposed to be eating are chicken, fish, mice, things like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
They aren't really supposed to be eating the pellets. We just think they do. And over hundreds of years, they've gotten used to it.
Hmm.
But in actuality, they really,
Hmm.
it would be almost better if you didn't feed them, if you didn't buy food, you just gave them, chicken, pieces of chicken, pieces of meat, cooked fish, obviously no spices, things like
Yeah.
that, little pieces of food like that. That would, more than likely, that could be healthier in some ways. So that's why when I get my own cat, if I ever do, which I don't know, we've had a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know. I would like to say that yeah, I would definitely adopt a kitten, but probably not. I don't know. Who knows? But if I do, and it's my own cat, once in a while I would give her a treat of some chicken or a piece of fish or something like that. That's what they actually need, in their
I
diet.
do feed my cat tuna,
That's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but you know, I get her the kibbles. I've started feeding her Meow Mix, and she loves that.
Mm-hmm.
And I will feed her Nine Lives if I can't find Meow Mix.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they both have real meat in them, and
Right.
neither have 4D meat. So,
Right. Exactly.
mhm.
So, Mary, we actually have less than 10 minutes left the hour. You did a fabulous job telling your life story and all the uh, all the interesting projects you're working on. But I always like to spend some time at the end of another great video, another great episode by asking you, so what are some, questions you really want to know about me? What do you really want to know about me as a person, podcaster, YouTuber? What do you really want to know?
um, I can't think of any right off, but I will have some questions for you for your hindsight episode.
Okay, well, good. Good. That is
Mhm.
excellent. That is excellent. So, how many other interviews have you done on that channel, Hindsight?
It's not a channel;
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a series I do.
Okay.
I think I've done 5 or 6.
Good. Good. Do you mind if I ask who you've already interviewed?
Oh, not at all, not
Who have you interviewed?
at all. So I've interviewed, and everyone I've interviewed, is from the Blind Visionaries Facebook group.
Hmm.
Hmm. Because I
Yeah.
can't find other people to interview.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But about that group, I got to tell you something about that, but not
Okay.
on the recording
Yeah.
and not over the live stream. But you got to get on some. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you want to work with me, you got to get on some form of audio message, whether it's Messenger, which I couldn't send the Messenger message or something, but I got to be able to send audio back and forth.
What kind of computer do you use?
Well, I use an iMac.
What you can do, program my phone number and email into your iMac,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can send audio messages back and forth.
Okay, we can do that off air. Okay,
Mhm.
that's fine. I
Mhm.
don't always do that, but I guess since you don't really like WhatsApp, then that's fine. Although I do want you in my WhatsApp group and my Facebook community. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm. I don't get on Facebook a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I'll post cat pictures or something, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that's fine. I can just pull you up in my contacts and just send a audio message to you.
Yep.
That's fine. Um, also very interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
But that's good. Okay. So who specifically have you interviewed?
Ekaterina Vat and Elizabeth Ryan, and I can't remember everybody's name.
Yeah.
Sherry
Those.
Day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think there was a few more people.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, my memory has just gotten crap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I forgot their names, but
Right. No, I understand. I I really do understand.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Well, all very well done. Really good, really nice episode today. I think I really think we got it all. I think we got it all covered. So I'll just, let you kind of sign out here by me asking you. So, Mary, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how would they go about doing that?
Well, like for content requests.
Or anything. If they want to get in touch with you or your channel or your content creation stuff, how would they go about doing that?
Um, well, the best way to get in touch with me if we're not on a no to no basis, like if we're not on a friendship basis or an acquaintance basis, is TikTok.
Okay. Why don't you make sure when you do your paragraph description, make
Mhm.
sure to include all of the social media links that you want people to reach out to you on in at the bottom, and then that'll
Mhm.
become the description. Yeah. But okay, TikTok. Okay, fine.
Mhm. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channels. Fab
If you
Amazing Tutorials.
if you send
Mhm.
it back to me, I can definitely look into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So definitely
Mhm.
include those links. All right.
I'll include
Any other ways? Yeah.
that's it really. For those who don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I have a lot of YouTube channels, so
Right.
just look in the description of Erin's episode with me to find all my social medias and places where we can chat.
Sounds good. And I'm just purely curious. Have you listened to any of my podcast episodes or watched any of my videos?
Yeah, I've actually watched 4 or 5 of your videos actually, so I
Hmm.
knew how this was going to go down.
Good. Good.
Mhm.
I'm just curious. What videos really caught your eye and things like that over time?
Um, your video with Justin and oh,
Oh, Justin. Well, I don't know. Justin who?
I don't remember his last name. But it was
What was it about?
um the maps, I think it was.
Dustin.
I knew it was something with the STIN at the end. I'm sorry,
Dustin. That's
Dustin.
fine.
I knew it was something. I'm so sorry I got his name wrong.
No worries. Well, so when you like these videos, you should like them and then comment below and ask your question. That really helps out. More than that. That's a huge help.
I think I have liked like one of your videos. I don't remember. I'll go back and check.
Interesting. That is very interesting. Okay. Well, good. Well, anyway, reason I ask is so then do you know so then of course you know how I like to end every episode of Aaron's
Hmm.
Opinion though, right? So how do I end it?
Oh, you put me on the you put me on the spot. So I don't remember because you put me on the spot.
That's fine. I say thank you for listening. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week because this is a show that comes out once a week publicly. So we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone, and help one person today. Help 1 million people tomorrow. And we're still over on YouTube. So we're still on the YouTube feed here. If you're still watching us on YouTube, thank you. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. You liking the video and commenting will help other people who need to watch this great interview today. All right. It does, when I do close out the Zoom meeting through YouTube in this way, it does disconnect very, very abruptly. So before we go, do you have any final final questions or final comments that you want to make today?
Yeah, actually, I was going to give a
Sure.
list of all my channels, so if they don't want to look in the description,
Right.
they can
Hmm.
find it.
Okay. Go ahead.
So my channels, what? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead. Tell us. Hmm.
Okay. So my channels in order, from main to the best. Okay, are Fabmazing Tutorials, Fabmazing Tutorials, Blind Tech Geek, everything or totally unboxed. I'm sorry, couldn't think of my own channel name. Dream ASMR and Journeying in the Light.
Wonderful. You have a lot of different types of projects there. So be sure to send all of those channels links in the description. And then anything that you send in the description will be in the description. But make sure to send all of them. All right, everybody. That's all I have for this one. Another great day on YouTube. Great day. Just another great episode for you. All right. All right. Well, thanks so much. Like I say, don't forget to like the video. Like it if you like it. Comment below. Ask questions. It's very important. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay safe out there, everyone. And as I like to say, help one person today. Help 1 million.